Welcome. Let's solve some questions from IOQJS. Now note that in 2020-21, this was a common exam which was for NSEJS. So if you are preparing for the exam, then these are some of the questions you must keep into mind. Now this is a very interesting question. There are 4 categories that are given, right? Which of the following could be from 1 to 4 in the samples you have to identify, right? Now, the third and fourth, I'll pick up those first. You require electron microscope, that's common for both, but it is found attached to the membrane system in cytoplasm. So what it can be? It can be ribosome. It is attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and therefore can be the correct answer here. So the option 3 here can be ribosome. Now if you look onto the choices here, okay, A has ribosome and C has ribosome, right? So let's check out the second one. So needs electron microscope again, cannot replicate on its own but needs other cells for replication. What it is? It is virus, because virus is an obligate parasite, right? So it cannot be bacteria, it's virus. So C automatically becomes the right answer. But still we'll look on to the next ones. If we can see it under light microscope with a 1000x magnification or 100x. So plant cell definitely requires lesser magnification, has a cell wall and a nucleus. So definitely B is plant cell. And 1 requires a higher magnification but does not have a mitochondria. So definitely that's a bacteria. So C automatically becomes the right option for this question. The next question is very important. So Raju, what he does is he collects the kitchen waste and put it in a pot. Then adds few pieces of old paper, buttermilk and some soil. Now buttermilk is what? Sour buttermilk is nothing but lactobacillus. That's something you have to keep in mind. Now she covers the pot and keeps it aside. After some days, she found that her mother found that there are nutrient-rich compost which grows. Now this decomposition can be because of what? So buttermilk has lactobacillus, so it's a good starter bacteria, right? And what would old pieces of paper act as? Old pieces of paper would be a good source for carbon. So it would be a good source for carbon, and buttermilk would be a good source for starter bacteria. And this would ultimately ensure that a nutrient-rich compost grows in the soil. So C is the correct option. Again a direct question. Now here, very interesting question. Automatic nervous system regulates involuntary functions of the body and can be divided into, so ANS can be divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. So parasympathetic we called it as rest and digest, right? And fight or flight, right? Now it already says both of these control the same functions but have opposite effect. The sympathetic prepares the body for intense physical activity like fight or flight, we already mentioned. Parasympathetic inhibits the functions and therefore it is called as rest and digest. Now the involuntary functions which are brought by sympathetic during a fight or a flight situation would be, there could be increased shivering in the body. So that's correct. That's because of the fight or flight situation. If you are afraid of something, you might start to shiver all of the sudden. There could be dilation of the pupil. Oh, what is this? So that's kind of an expression that you see. And loss of bowel movement. So 3, 4 and 6 would be the right options. So 3, 4 and 6, C becomes the right option for this question. So this is again an interesting question. Some of the common symptoms that we see under a fight and a flight situation. So these kind of questions are asked in your examination. So prepare well and practice well. If you have any questions or doubts, you can refer the link below for more information on the NSEJS and practice questions for the same. Thanks for joining in.